the ultimate in violence, splattered blood, sexy and beautiful women, an inspired imagination for killing, a plot full of bad taste, like a crazy roller coaster experience. This is a must-see zombie movie. Hello, this is Rattlesnake Movie Channel. Today we bring you a classic B-grade horror zombie movie, Planet Terror. A confusing and ambiguous night. The sexy Cherie is dancing on the dance floor with a bold and daring pole dance, but her face is not as charming as it should be. Only helpless and heartbreaking tears. Backstage, the manager blamed Cherie for her crying face on stage, but Cherie, who had had enough of all this, didn't care. She's been thinking about leaving for a long time, ready to start a new life. After Cherie left the ballroom, Cherie was walking alone with her bags on a dark road. Several military trucks suddenly drove by behind her. Cherie dodged, but fell on a trash can. She looked at John in the car and cursed in anger. The convoy stopped at a base. John got out and asked Tom for the goods. At this time, the goods already escaped a long time ago. Unable to deliver the goods, Tom wanted to ask for John's forgiveness. However, John, who has a special fetish for collecting, will not let him go. He only wanted Tom's unique yoke as a man. Ignoring Tom's pleas for forgiveness, ordered his men to remove his yoke. Then he shot Tom without hesitation. At that moment, the machine on the waist of the soldier in the truck suddenly turned red. A warning sounded. Lieutenant Bruce, who was sitting in the truck, couldn't help but come down, looked at John, ready to have a black on black. The battle between the two sides is about to start, but John's men were no match for the well-trained soldiers. After a gun battle, John's gang was successfully subdued. John looked at Bruce in horror. His face was undergoing a terrible transformation. Bruce's face was swelling up with pustules. Bruce asked John where the goods were, to stay alive. John raised his hand and shot through the machine with a pistol without hesitation. The green gas inside also emerged. Bruce gave John a flying eye and walked into the green gas with his man. Bruce bathed in the gas. The pustules on his face slowly began to disappear, and John took this opportunity to drive a military SUV and fled. Looking at the green gas floating away, John knew that the world was about to become a purgatory. Alice's car broke down due to engine overheating. She barely made it to the front of a restaurant. She asked the restaurant owner for a bucket of water to cool the car. At that moment, Cherie, who had just fallen and stabbed her leg, also arrived here. The lustful restaurant owner wanted to keep Alice. However, Alice, who was in a hurry, declined and drove away. In the bathroom, Cherie pulled up the glass shards stuck in her leg. After returning to the restaurant, Cherie met her ex-boyfriend Ray, who came to eat here. Cherie, who still has feelings for Ray, tells Ray that she wants to be a comedian. However, Ray was just flirting with her. This makes Cherie very sad. Just as they were about to part, looking at Ray's back, Cherie couldn't contain her feelings, but she called out to Ray. She hoped that Ray would give her a ride in his car. Ray looks at Cherie and agrees. A special patient approached Dr. Jack in the hospital. He had been bitten on the arm. The wound was spreading and septic. Dr. Jack took his temperature. His body temperature was found to be well above 40 degrees. Even his tongue was covered with black spots and pustules. Seeing that the situation is not right, Dr. Jack quickly called his head nurse's wife. The head nurse equipped her tools and went to the consultation room. At that moment, the abscess on the patient's arm was expanding further. Dr. Jack knew that the arm could not be saved, so he asked the head nurse, who had just come in, to give him an anesthetic to prepare for the operation. 3 injections were given, and the effect was immediate. The patient collapsed straight away. At that moment, Alice's car stalled while driving halfway. In a hurry, she could only come down and hope to take a passing car. However, the low roar from time to time from the roadside made her very frightened, trying to find a car to leave quickly, but she was jumped by a dark figure who suddenly appeared. She was dragged deep into the darkness. Cherie and Ray, who were driving by, saw the scene. They thought it was a deer that had been hit by a car and dragged away. Didn't care too much either. Ray bragged to Cherie that, if you encounter a deer walking in the middle of the road, to avoid flipping the car in an emergency, must be rammed straight through. However, the words are not yet finished. He himself, to avoid the black shadow in the middle of the road, overturned the car. While they were arguing, suddenly a hand covered with abscesses reached into the car. Cherie, who was hanging upside down in her seat, was pulled away. Ray saw this and immediately unbuckled his seatbelt, grabbed a shotgun and rushed over. He shot the 3 zombies away, but still a step too late. They had already taken Cherie's right leg off. Ray took Cherie to the hospital. Looking at Dr. Jack, he said, "Those 3 monsters tore off Cherie's leg alive. It's definitely not human. This is very strange." Just then the sheriff who received the news arrived. He took Ray into custody as a suspect. Dr. Jack thought about how strange these patients were tonight. The spirit began to tighten up more and more. Ray has a criminal record himself, so the sheriff suspected that Cherie's broken leg was Ray's doing, and at this point Ray wasn't listening. He looked at the patients in the hospital with varying degrees of infection, a vague sense that something big may be coming. The number of patients in the hospital was increasing. Many of them died in bizarre ways. When Jack saw a dead body, Dr. Jack finally broke down. Bite the thermometer in your mouth at once. On the other hand, Ray was taken to the police station by the sheriff. He began to interrogate Ray. At that moment, a phone call interrupted the sheriff. It was the owner of the restaurant. Just now, 2 figures came to the front of his restaurant. They were standing there motionless. The restaurant owner thought it was his sheriff brother who sent him a threat. He wanted to ask for his secret barbecue recipe. The sheriff was puzzled by this. He did not ask anyone to make trouble. However, just when he wanted to say it clearly, the other side hung up. In the hospital, Dr. Jack called his wife, the head nurse, to identify the body. The head nurse looked at the back of Alice's head was hollowed out, could not help covering her mouth, and walked away. Dr. Jack looked at his wife like this and understood everything. He took Alice's cell phone and ran over to question her. It turns out that the head nurse is bisexual. She once cheated on the doctor behind his back, and the cheating partner is Alice. She's meeting with Alice again tonight, but she didn't expect her to die on the way. Now the evidence is overwhelming. The text messages they sent to each other were right in front of them. The head nurse can no longer argue. Dr. Jack, who had been cheated on again, couldn't stand it. He took out the nurse's anesthesia needle and stabbed her twice in both hands. He was about to give the last injection when the male nurse interrupted him. Dr. Jack put the head nurse in a cubicle and then followed the male nurse to the ward. Found the patient lying on the bed had disappeared, and there was a large area of blood left on the floor from the dragging. The corridors of the hospital were also full of beds. The male patient who was supposed to be amputated had been completely infected and killed the doctor who operated on him. The male patient came to the door, looked at the frightened Dr. Jack, crushed the pus on his face and smeared it on his face. The head nurse in the cubicle broke the window and jumped down from the floor. She had to go back and find her son and get him out of there. Otherwise, the vicious Dr. Jack will definitely kill them. With numb hands, she managed to start the car and get home. After driving away the 2 nannies, he drove his son Harry to his father's doorstep. Before getting out of the car, the head nurse asked her son Harry to take out the pistol in the car, told him to shoot anyone but me if he came across them. Children are just so unreliable, not to shoot others, but to shoot themselves first. The sudden appearance of Dr. Jack grabbed the head of the head nurse. Now he was completely infected. The head nurse broke free from Dr. Jack's hands at the cost of a fistful of hair. She opened the car door, picked up son Harry's body, and ran to the door of her father's house. He looked at his daughter's miserable body and the piles of walkers behind her and pulled her in. The police station was also attacked by zombies. One cop had his finger bitten off. The zombie broke the glass of the police car and escaped. In the distance, a scary zombie was looking at them from the side of the truck. Suddenly, more zombies pounced on the group. After a fierce exchange of fire, the group of zombies is eliminated. Ray also took the opportunity to steal a gun, took out a walker and opened the anklet, returned the gun to the sheriff and prepared to go to the hospital to save Cherie. The sheriff was going to follow him in his car, but his police car blew up. He had no choice but to get into Ray's truck and go with him. By now, the hospital was in chaos. The zombies were hunting and killing. Ray couldn't care less. Saving lives is important. With 2 knives, he rushed into the hospital alone. He took care of all the zombies in the way. Clean and crisp movements. He made it all the way to Cherie's room. Cherie looked at her empty leg and was very sad. It was hard to think that her dream of becoming a comedian had been shattered. She complained about Ray, who had lost her leg because of his mistake. Although Ray felt guilty, but this is not the time to be pretentious. Directly removed the next table leg and installed it on Cherie's right leg. The leg prosthesis 1.0 is now in place. Ray then dragged Cherie, who was not yet used to the prosthetic 1.0, escaped from the hospital and took a truck to the restaurant. The sheriff also came here for his brother. After entering the house to confirm that the restaurant owner is okay, everyone started to prepare in the tavern, preparing to escape the town together. Ray came inside to find Cherie. In the jacket Cherie was wearing, he found the ring he planned to give to Cherie on the day they broke up. Ray put the ring on Cherie, and the misunderstanding was resolved. Then they began to communicate in depth. After the passion, there was a fire in the restaurant. The zombies also surrounded them. The head nurse and her father, the manager and 2 young nannies also came to the restaurant. The poor sheriff was shot in the neck by his own men while killing the walkers. He lost the fight and gave Ray his command and pistol. With both guns in his hands, Ray became a god of war. His ability to move stunned the crowd. Then the crowd followed him and rushed out. After a flurry of shooting found fleeing trucks surrounded by walkers, they had to retreat to the house. Cherie volunteered to take the keys and drive the truck. Ray was behind her, covering for her. Under the cover of accurate shooting, Cherie managed to get the truck back. The group quickly got in the truck and prepared to go. Cherie and the head nurse took the lead on the motorcycle. Ray took the rear on his beloved little motorcycle. The caravan flew all the way to crash countless zombies. Finally reached the river crossing bridge, but a large group of zombies blocked the way. Just at the moment of crisis, a burst of machine gun fire came from the back of the zombie army. The zombies blocking the bridge were instantly cleared. It was Lieutenant Bruce and his soldiers who came. The people who were taken away were imprisoned, and John, who fled by car at the time, was also among them. John said he was a biochemist and a businessman. Bruce's purpose was to steal the base's biological weapon, DC-2, also known as the green gas. They were both the source and the antidote. Bruce and his soldiers were already infected. They need to keep inhaling the right amount of green gas to maintain their status. DC-2 foot was developed by John himself. He was a businessman and only wanted to sell some of it. He didn't expect Bruce to come directly to the black to eat black. Now all the DC-2 are on the 11th floor underground, and everyone here has special antibodies in their bodies, so they are not infected. The most important thing is to get out first, and then extract the antibodies to develop a real antidote. Otherwise, the whole world is finished. The elevator suddenly opened before the words were finished. Bruce's man Chris came in with a gun. He forced Cherie and the head nurse to walk out. Ray, who tried to stop them, was beaten up. Some time passed. Just as the soldiers let their guard down, Ray and John worked together to take out the guards. The restaurant owner was unfortunately shot in the struggle. Ray and John then killed all the way to the 11th floor underground. They found Bruce, who was about to take all the DC-2. At this moment, Bruce, who was desperate, explained to the two the origin of his and his subordinate's illness. Earlier their forces killed Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan, but he regretted going there. Almost got them all killed trying to complete the mission. Government to keep secrets. The DC-2 was dropped in large numbers in the combat zone. He and his men had to develop a real antidote if they were to survive. To infect more people with the virus to force the government to make the antidote. The purpose of their trip was to get their hands on more DC-2, and then spread it. Bruce, who had run out of gas, began to swell up with pus. Ray and John saw what was happening. They shot him directly on the other side. Chris, who guards the cell, is sexually active. He enters the cell and starts forcing Cherie to strip dance for him. The humiliated Cherie, a kick knocked out Chris and stabbed the prosthetic 1.0 into Chris' eye. A mad Chris tried to have sex with Cherie in pain, but because he hadn't inhaled the DC-2 gas, 2 yolks have been dissolved. Next to the head nurse, whose hand has regained consciousness, saw the opportunity to fire the anesthetic needle. At the same time, the sound of breaking the door. Ray and John rushed in. Looking at the damaged prosthetic 1.0. Ray grabbed the M4A1 with a grenade launcher next to him, pressed directly on Cherie's leg. The leg prosthesis 2.0 was formed. Cherie, after the upgrade, a howitzer at Chris, who was already pussified, and then shot at the soldiers in the surveillance room. So Cherie has completed the evolution from dancer to comedian to war heroine. Back in the cell above, the men were armed and ready to go. They were ready to go out and grab the helicopter that was about to take off. The sheriff and his brother stayed behind because they were dying of wounds. It was up to the two of them to detonate the base. Ray broke out on his motorcycle. Cherie, sitting in the back, started shooting wildly with her prosthetic 2.0. After dealing with the soldiers at the gate, the group began to break out. Looking at the wall in front of them, Ray wanted to be the first to charge, but John stopped him. In order to protect the antibodies on everyone's body, he took the lead in running to the side of the fence. The only biochemical expert died like that. The crowd had to find another way. On the other hand, the sheriff and the brothers finally made peace with each other. The restaurant owner told his brother the recipe for the secret barbecue. The sheriff who got the recipe also died in peace. Looking at the dead brother, the restaurant owner smiled bitterly and pressed the detonation button. In the explosion, the goddess of war Cherie resolutely rushed out, ejected over the fence with the force of the howitzer. A round of Thomas strafing to take out the soldiers surrounding. Cherie put on her glasses and reminisced about her bravery. A zombie soldier behind him, however, stood up. Ray arrives in time to save Cherie. He was shot dead by the zombie soldier. On the other hand, everyone boarded the helicopter. The head nurse, who hadn't seen Cherie, started looking for her. When they arrive at the other helicopter, they actually met Dr. Jack, who was waiting here for a long time. Dr. Jack was about to kill the woman who betrayed him. The head nurse's father arrived just in time. A few shots killed him. Ray, who was on the ground, finally laughed at Cherie's joke, but Cherie knew there was nothing she could do. She had to watch Ray die. Now she had to fulfill Ray's last wish, to stay strong and live. She kissed Ray goodbye and left with the helicopter. A year later, under Cherie's leadership, the people rebuilt their homes on the beach. It is far away from the zombies, suitable for the people to live in peace. Her prosthetic leg was replaced with a Gatling version 3.0. Cherie will live bravely with hope in her and Ray's baby, and that's the end of the movie. The story of the whole movie is tightly structured with many characters. Most of the characters are well drawn and have distinct personalities, in addition to a lot of gory scenes, also interspersed with numerous laughs. Each line is also very interesting when you look at it. This movie does not need to be watched in detail. It loses its meaning when it is too much about plausibility. It's the kind of movie that gives you the motivation, the thrill of having the confidence and power to overcome all evil. That's the heart of the film. Subscribe to me, and I'll see you next time.